WXGL-HD2 St. Pete. Live from the WeatherTight Windows studio. The following program is sponsored and doesn't necessarily reflect the opinions of 102.5 The Bone. Enjoy. Now, it's the moment of truth with Ruth on 102.5 The Bone.
Get ready to have a good show.
And remember, don't keep.
Yeah. Stop touching it. Stop touching it. I'm tying my hands behind my back.
We got 15 seconds. 15. Ten seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6.
He has risen. Happy Easter, everyone. The stone has been rolled away. The Son of God has been risen from the grave. Hosanna in the highest. Hallelujah. Amen. Happy Easter, everyone. It's your girl, Ruth the Truth, back here at the 102.5 Bone Studio. I'm excited to be back. We're going to have a jam-packed show today. I got a special guest calling in to do some NFL news. We got to talk about the Lightning. They had a disappointing loss to the Ottawa Senators last night. 7 goals allowed by Brian Elliott, 6 goals technically, and then they had the open net goal at the end of the game. So let's talk about the Lightning as they enter into their playoff picture. I'm excited about that. Let's talk a little bit about the Frozen Four as well. Minnesota and Quinnipiac had a great game last night. It went into overtime, and the Bobcats have won. So we're going to talk about that. Let's talk about the WNBA draft that is approaching tomorrow night and the NCAA women's final that took place last week. Let's talk about LSU and them bringing their first title to the LSU women's basketball organization. Super excited about the show today. Happy Easter to everyone. I hope that you guys are enjoying time with your families and getting some church in today. That's always great to start your week. We are going to get right into things. Welcome back to the Moment of Truth.
My name is Ruth Kiss, and you are tuned into the Moment of Truth right here on 102.5 The Bone. Real, raw, radio. Let's go.
Give it up for Miss, do it all, never miss. Last call, show to miss. Real ball, her friends say. No ring on her finger, no chain around her neck. She got the looses in check. She got the haters respect. She know what challenge the game on. Which player gon' shoot first? Which player they gon' call last? All net, all glass, in the midst of the work. Just check out a hard ass. Ruth gon' tell the truth and got the roof on going down. Go ahead and take a foul. The crowd goes wild. She take a game and break it down. They do it with a smile. Pretty gal with pretty style. She pretty much a 10 except the fact she walk the dog in new day. She all in that roof.
30 seconds. Twenty seconds. 15 and 10. 9, 8, 7.
It is a beautiful Sunday morning here in St. Pete. It's your girl, Ruth Kakias, live for the Moment of Truth on 102.5 Bone. I am so excited to be back in the studio. We got to talk some Lightning. Last night, they lost 3 games in a row. They lost to the Ottawa Senators 7-4 yesterday. And the Lightning, unfortunately, have been dealing with a lot of injuries that are hitting them at the wrong time. Tanner Jeannot, who was traded from the Nashville Predators just 20 games ago, he just hit his 20th game, finally scored his very first goal for the Tampa Bay Lightning. He left the game early the other night with a pretty serious right leg injury. Now that he's been evaluated and has his test, John Cooper spoke about it being not as serious as they thought, but they don't expect him to be ready for the very first round of the playoffs against the Maple Leafs. So bad news there for the Lightning. They also had an injury on the same night with Pat Maroon. They were dropping left and right that night. So the Lightning are going to be headed into the playoffs not as healthy as they would want to be. But we got to give some time to Steven Stamkos. Congratulations for him to hit his 1,000th game as a Tampa Bay Lightning member. He was drafted in 2008, spent the last 15 years in Tampa. And this is what he had to say when asked by Gabby Shirley about his achievements here in Tampa.
It's some place where when I was drafted here, I didn't know much about, and now I know it like the back of my hand. So it's been an amazing place to live and to play and to see the community
10
grow,
seconds.
to see this franchise grow, and obviously see some tough times at the beginning, but see it all the way through to a couple championships. So it's
hopefully a lot more to come with Steven Stamkos. It's crazy that he's been in the same organization for 15 years since he was drafted in 2008. If you guys saw all the Seen Stamkos shirts that was worn by his team members leading up to his 1,000th game, it's Steven Stamkos is just that guy in the locker room, has all the respect from his peers. Everybody listens to him. He has that veteran presence, and he just brings a lot to the organization. And just like John Cooper, the head coach for the Lightning, spoke about a couple weeks ago when he hit his 10th year anniversary as the head coach, he's hoping for a lot more to come. And Steven Stamkos is in the same position. So congratulations to him and what he's been able to do with the organizations. Now, they've had 4 Stanley Cup appearances since Stamkos has joined the team, and they've lifted the trophy twice. Now, they're headed into the first round of the playoffs against the Maple Leafs, who they actually play on April 11th at the Amalie. So they're hoping to clean up this 3-game losing streak that they have been on. And I'm excited to see them gather this momentum before going into the first round. I think it's very, very important for them to get healthy right now. We have Pat Maroon dealing with injury. We have Tanner Jeannot, who's been out after that game earlier this week when he injured his right leg. It was pretty scary. I don't know if you saw the videos, but he got tangled up and he fell backwards, and the whole body weight of his opposing the team that they were playing completely collapsed on his right leg. Kind of scary moment. He had to be helped off the ice, but we're all hoping great things for the future of Tanner Jeannot and his time as a Tampa Bay Lightning. So really excited for that. The Lightning are approaching they could be going to their 4th Stanley Cup appearance in a row. Isn't that crazy to think about? 4th Stanley Cup in a row. I just want to give a big shout out to Isaiah, my board op over here. Thank you so much for always being with me, Isaiah. How have you been, and how's your Easter so far?
Hey, everything's been going good. Easter, I'll be here, but you know what? I did watch an online, mass. So
that's awesome.
Very excited.
I'm pretty excited that my church, Radiant Church, who has a couple locations around the Tampa, St. Pete, Clearwater area, they're having a 1:30 service today.
Wow.
So I could
Most
actually
don't do that.
attend. I'm pretty excited about that.
That's
Yeah. Because
exciting.
doing the show at 11 o'clock, I used to go to the 11 o'clock.
Yep. Mhm.
Yeah. And I have a hard time getting up early. So they have an 8 a.m. service, but your girl, you're not the biggest morning person. So I usually don't make that 8 o'clock
Same
service.
here.
But today, 1:30, I'm there. I'm excited to get my
So there you
Jesus
go.
on.
If everybody wants to see it, they can come over to that Radiant Church.
Yes,
and say hi to
Radiant
you.
Church off of Dale Mabry. They are amazing, 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 amazing church. Really friendly people. Always have a great time there. But they're also huge Lightning fans there. The pastor is a huge Lightning fan. He's always wearing Bolts gear, which is awesome. Always representing the team. It's just crazy to think about that one of the most dominant teams in the NHL is in the state of Florida. How do they keep that ice from melting? It's always like 100 degrees here.
Maybe they have lemonade on it or something. To keep it cool.
There's definitely tricks to the trade for
Indeed.
sure.
But I am excited though because we got the Maple Leafs and the Lightning Tuesday, April 11th. That's going to be on 102.5 The Bone. And also, if they want to watch you right now, The Bone Online, go on Bone TV. You get to see her as well.
Check me out on Bone TV, or you guys could travel to my social medias because I am live on YouTube, The Moment of Truth, live on Facebook as well, and Instagram. So if you guys want to see me live in the studio, please join me on social media so we could be connected. So Lightning, disappointing loss against the Ottawa Senators last night. They had Brian Elliott, who has been in the net for the past couple games, filling in for Vasilevsky, trying to get him to have some rest before getting into this first round of the playoffs. Brian Elliott has let in 6 goals each game in the last 3 games that he has started.
Ooh, that's a lot of goals.
That's a lot of goals. So obviously you don't want to put all the blame on the goalie in between the poles, but defensively they've been lacking, especially in that second period. So the Lightning know what they have to do. With all that veteran experience on the team, they got 10 members of the Lightning that have been with that organization since they've been winning the Stanley Cup back-to-back in the last few seasons. So they got that veteran experience. Great. And you know what? People say it's really how you approach the playoffs, how you begin the playoffs, and that momentum. So I have high hopes that they're going to get it together because this is a championship caliber team. They know what it takes to get to the Stanley Cup. They've done it 3 years in a row. Now, this is since they've been in 3 Stanley Cups in a row. That's a lot of games played. That is way less off-season time than the other organizations. So I don't know if that kind of hurts them, just playing too much or what it is.
You know what? I am happy about yesterday. Yes, we did lose. However, at least we got 4 because, the Thursday, the final was 1-6.
Yeah.
With the Islanders. It looks like we just gave up. So
that New York trip was rough.
Yes,
that New York trip was rough. We've had a lot of ups and downs when it comes to those road games. So, so the Lightning are right now they're 3 games losing in a row. They had the Islanders earlier this week on April 1st. Then they have the Rangers that they lost 6-3. Then they went to play the Islanders again, and it was 6-1. And then last night's loss to the Ottawa Senators 7-4.
So we got to pick it up now.
We got to pick it up. We got the Maple Leafs. We only got 2 games left. So we got them. Well, we're already locked in our position. We've already clinched. So the Maple Leafs game is happening Tuesday, April 11th at 7 p.m. puck drop. And then they're going to end their season with the Detroit Red Wings, which is going to happen on April 13th. So make sure you are locked in with 102.5, the flag station for the Tampa Bay Lightning. So we got to talk some Rays too, because the Rays are undefeated. So we're going to take a quick break. And when we get back, we're going to talk about the Rays and how they are the only undefeated team in the MLB right now. Stay locked in with me on the Moment of Truth. I love that.
That was good.
I love that.
Yep.
You are so beautiful. Good morning, everyone. You are so beautiful.
That was great. Good first segment.
Yeah? Okay. Thanks. Happy Easter, everybody. Thank you for tuning into the live. I appreciate you guys so much.
Happy Easter from 102.5 The Bone.
If you guys want to check out my live on YouTube, I've made a YouTube channel, The Moment of Truth with Ruth on YouTube. Please subscribe. I would appreciate some subscriptions, everybody.
Have the best deals in town. Remember that amazing reposado your sister brought over last week? See, it's right here.
Whoa.
We got 2.5 minutes.
All right.
No, that's awesome though. That you have a 1:30.
Yeah, they have a 1:30 Easter. Yeah, I'm so excited.
I've never heard of that.
They've never done that. But they have
It's usually like 5, 7, and 8.
They have 4 different Easter services today. They were like, we're gonna fit everybody in here.
Good. Hey, the more the merrier.
Right.
When you fall hard, we fight harder. Fair and Farrah, Tampa.
Skip the hassle and sell your home fast with a guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate. Hey, it's JP, and you don't have to worry about the constant cleaning and making costly home repairs just to prepare to sell your home this spring. You don't have to do it. With the guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate, you'll receive the strongest cash offer in the industry.
I'm starting to warm up to my voice.
Make the most money.
My radio voice. Starting to warm up to it a little bit.
There were no open
sounds
houses.
good.
Most importantly, there's no stress. With nearly 10,000 five-star reviews, Mark Spain Real Estate is the most trusted and experienced real estate team in the U.S.
So you hear how you can hear it now?
You in control. One of their clients, Danielle.
Yeah, but that's not radio.
Oh, it's not?
That's not phone calling.
Oh, gotcha.
Phone
Okay.
calling it's on its own.
I highly recommend them.
Gotcha. Okay.
In selling their home, end quote. Find out where your guaranteed offer would be today. There's no
We are
obligation.
so
Call
beautiful.
855-299-SOLD or go to markspain.com.
Hi, everybody.
Guaranteed offer on your home today. That's
We're going to be talking some NBA at the end of the show. show too, because I got the USF rugby team, and they love basketball. So we're gonna end the show
That's great.
with some
Let's do
basketball
that.
conversation.
We got 90, and then that guy hasn't called in yet, so
Okay.
I'll let you know when he does.
Okay, I just texted him 11:15. He thought 11:20, but hopefully he'll see the message.
1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733 for a free consultation. And take back control of your life.
Office in Tampa. Retired or retiring soon? How much
I'm
money
going to
do you
bring
need
it
to
up
live
for
comfortably?
Paul.
Retirement Planners of America
Okay.
is here for you.
You
Would you like
got
to
1
have
minute.
financial peace of mind? Here's how. Step 1. Find out the amount of money you'll need to retire. Step 2.
And I'm going to begin with
Step 3,
the
make
first
sure
one that you
plan
sent
can
me,
take
the
advantage of
first
market
audio
gains or
track
protect
of
you from
Ryan
market
Neal that you
losses.
sent me.
Discover
Okay.
That'd be
all
the
three
first
with a
one to
free
go.
consultation
Okay.
at 800-508-6108.
And then let me know when you want me to do the second and third one.
Okay, so what did I label the first one?
Ryan Neal, and it was just a bunch of words that I didn't copy.
Okay.
The second one, you said Ryan second, blah, blah, blah. I don't know what it was. And then the last one was Ryan Neal change.
Okay.
I got 15. You ready?
Yep.
All right, let's kill it.
Go. We are back live, 102.5. Let's go.
Animal Rescue is fighting for the survival of the critically endangered orangutan, but we can't do it without you. Please visit internationalanimalrescue.org and help us save orangutans before it's too late. That's internationalanimalrescue.org. Now back to the moment of truth with Ruth on 102.5 The Bone.
Welcome back to the Moment of Truth with Ruth. Really excited to be here with you guys. We got a lot of sports to talk about. The Tampa Bay Rays, okay? This is the best start that they've had in 20 years. What
Isn't
an
that
accomplishment. They're
I'm
8-0.
excited.
But okay, let's talk about the teams that they've played though, because I mean that's a huge part of why they've been so successful. They played the Nationals, the Detroit Tigers, probably the least teams, the least threatening teams in the MLB right now. But we are excited that the Rays are 8-0, best start in 20 years. It's exciting. Rays baseball, Rays up. I mean, there's a lot of great Rays fans out in the St. Pete, Tampa area. They're all over the place. I was at the beach yesterday. When's the last time you went to the beach, Isaiah?
You don't want to know. I think it was like 2 years ago, but I went
But
out to Lido
why,
Beach.
Isaiah? But why?
I don't have time. You know how busy
Yeah,
I
you are.
am.
You are a pretty busy person.
I mean,
but that's
look at
unfortunate.
You're very busy yourself.
Yes, and I made time for the beach yesterday. And while I was at the beach, I saw countless Rays hats. So there's a lot of support for the Rays in this area. There was a lot of like
Which one did you
international.
go?
I went to, where was I? I was at Treasure Island yesterday with a couple friends.
Very
Water
nice.
was perfect.
Yes.
Weather was pristine. It was a beautiful day to spend some time in the ocean. And it's always like a recharge for me when I go to the beach. Just kind of get in there, get in nature. But yes, congratulations to the Rays sitting at 8-0. They're going to be taking on the Athletics today at 1:10. So make sure to tune in for that. But we got a phone call. We got a call that's calling in. Do we got Jake on the line? Jake Rongholt from WCJB, the weekend sports anchor, is joining me on the show today. How are you doing, Jake? I'm doing great. Happy Easter. Thank you so much for joining me. We got to get into some NFL news because there's a lot going on in the NFL. Let's start with the Green Bay Packers. They have found themselves in not great of a situation with Aaron Rodgers, obviously with Devontae Adams leaving to the Raiders last year. Aaron Rodgers kind of had a lackluster season last year. They didn't make it to the playoffs. What is your view on Rodgers and where do you think he's headed? Because there's a lot of talks about him signing with the Jets, if this trade is going to be possible. Jake, what do you think is going to happen with Aaron Rodgers? Yeah. Mm-hmm. So Jordan Love looks like he's going to be the future. Jordan Love looks like he's going to be the future of the Green Bay Packers. How does that organization feel about that? Or do you think that they might make some moves in the draft, possibly? Mm. 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 Yeah. Mm. Yeah. Yeah, just drama filled. Did you see the report of the Jets signing a 1-year deal with Tim Boyle? So is Zach Wilson out of there? I mean, they're making a signing for a 1-year deal with Tim Boyle, who's probably going to be the backup. They are anticipating signing Rodgers. So what does that mean for Zach Wilson? Where does he end up? Yeah. Mm. Mm-hmm. Oh. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Ooh. Mm. So if Odell Beckham Jr. were to sign with the New York Jets, do you think he would be that number one receiver, or do you think that he would be maybe 1B? Oof. Mm. Mm. Yeah. Mm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it did. It's happening. He's going to the New York Jets. There's no ifs, ands, or what's about it. It's going to happen. It's been rumored, circulating for quite some time. They're signing all these pieces to entice Aaron Rodgers to come to the Jets. So I'm excited about that. We're going to switch gears and talk about another franchise quarterback that has been in the media for not the most positive things, Lamar Jackson. The mess in Baltimore. Jake, what do you think of it? Do you think there's some truth to Lamar just not being happy with the organization? They gave him an offer for 130 million for 3 years, which he's denied. What do you make of all that with Lamar Jackson? Yeah. Yeah. Mm. Big time. Mm-hmm. Mm. Yep. Oh, top 3. Yeah. Those are strong words. You heard it here first on the Moment of Truth. I said you heard it here first. Top 3. That's those are strong words. Yeah. It's the availability for me. He's not available in the months of December and January. That's what hurts him. And he wants all this guaranteed money, but these franchises have to look out for themselves as well. So that's where I find the Lamar Jackson situation very interesting. And it's been going on for 24 months. This has been an ongoing thing with this organization and the uncertainty of Lamar and his stability with the Ravens. And he's already said that he wants out. So where do you see Lamar landing? Because I mean, we don't have teams that are going above and beyond trying to push for him. So where does he end up and why? Ooh. Mm. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of uncertainty surrounded that. Go ahead, Jake. Hmm. Mm. Right. Right. Thank you so much, Jake, for joining me on the show. WCJB weekend sports anchor, doing a lot of great things with the Florida Gators, covering all sports over there. Jake, thank you so much for joining me on the Moment of Truth. You have a great Sunday and happy Easter. Thank you so much. All right, yeah, there's a lot to unfold there. One of the two biggest franchise quarterbacks in the league right now having some trouble having a landing spot. Aaron Rodgers possibly to the Jets. Seems like it's going to happen. We just don't know when. And then Lamar Jackson still going back and forth with the Ravens. Is he going to end up a Raven by the time the season starts, or is he going to sit out for a year? That's a question that we will have to answer when the season starts. We're going to be taking a quick break, and when we get back, let's talk some USC. Thank you so much. It's the Moment of Truth. Okay. So we might have to scratch the Ryan Neal, unless we do it really quick right now. Or are we bringing them in right now?
Well, we can have him here. We could talk about Ryan Neal.
Okay.
But is that pertinent? Is that like really big?
Maybe just one, because I went to the media availability.
Okay.
Yeah. Jake Ronghall just joined me from WCJB. He's a sports anchor. Talks a lot of Lamar and Aaron Rodgers.
All right, I'll bring him in for you.
Okay.
No, it's just he just kept going. I was like, God,
yeah, he talks a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he has such great insight. It's like hard to cut him off.
But I just,
right.
If you didn't stop him, read the 5 hours.
Right. All right, guys. I got guests coming into the studio, so I got to switch up this camera angles real quick. So please bear with me.
Now for all the details. You probably remember your first fender bender, but very few can tell the story of their crash with a semi-truck. That's because an 18-wheeler weighs over 20 times more than the average car. You might see it coming, but you probably won't remember much after impact. You need experience on your side. Our forensic crash reconstruction team and truck accident specialists.
All right, I got the rugby team from USF joining me here.
Your consultation is free. Farah, Tampa.
The COVID ammo craze is over, and we're back to pre-COVID prices. For a while there, people
John Carlo and Mason Phelps.
wherever they could, but now good quality USA made ammo is back, and it's at Shark Coast Tactical on Bee Ridge Road in Sarasota. They have hands down the best possible 9mm ammo you'll find anywhere, and they sell a ton of it. So get the Shark Coast Tactical on Bee Ridge Road in Sarasota. They're still 9mm from 10 to 6 gallon, open online 24/7 at sharkcoasttactical.com.
To everyone who believes in tradition, and share with us from the since the beginning.
In Wisconsin, we love a good fish fry. Like, really love. I'm bringing friends and family together over
3
a
minutes.
fresh meal.
Okay. All right, so you want me to do...
That's why we still here.
You want me to do the longest one? I think it's Ryan Neal changes. It's a 55-second.
Yes.
Okay, we can do that then.
We'll do that, yeah. I'll just talk about Bucs signing him real quick.
And then we can bring these two guys in.
Yeah.
And they've got some good questions, so I'm excited to see how we can play this game. Now, when we play the game, only Ruth and I can guess because you guys already dropped information, so we can't.
Yeah.
We can't play like that.
Yeah.
So it's just Ruth versus I, and funny thing is, I think 2 for 2, we both broke even. So we have
so this
no
is
one's
the record
won.
breaker. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but that's why we call it Ruth the Truth, because it's truth right there. You know?
How long have you been with this show?
I've been doing this show since August, but I joined the Bone in January.
Yep.
Late February. Yeah, late February.
And you said you've been in this business for a while. How long have you done it?
I've been doing radio for 16 years. I've been doing 11 years with just 105. Yeah. It's a very tough thing to get in. It really is tough to get in. But once you're in, you're in.
Yeah.
How much time do we have?
We got 90. Because and a lot of people, they think that when you get in, you're going to be making like, Ruth type of money, a couple $1 million.
Yeah.
Shut up.
It doesn't work like that, but it's just patience time. And I love doing this. This is tons of fun.
Yeah, it seems like it. Really.
Yeah, you get to meet really cool people. Like Ruth and I, we jive really well on the show and whatnot.
Yeah.
And we make the show pop. And that's what I love about it, is making people happy.
Yeah,
So,
good.
we got 1 minute.
1 minute.
But yeah, if you have any questions about radio or whatnot,
Yeah.
After the show, I'd love to talk to you.
yeah, man. Dude, I'm
You don't got a show right after this?
No.
Okay.
No, all we have left is NASCAR at 6 o'clock to like midnight.
Okay.
But I'll be here. So.
All right, guys, let's just have fun. We're just going to talk about your season.
Well, first,
and then.
Ryan Neal.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ryan Neal.
Keep my mic muted so I need it.
And I gave you the most time. We got 20 minutes for this segment.
20 minutes?
Yeah.
Perfect.
So that we can give them enough time. All right. 25.
25.
Gotta get my coffee. All right, you ready, Ruth?
I'm ready.
All right, let's kill it. Let's do it. 10 seconds.
All right, I'm going to talk about the Bucs real quick, and then we're going to segue into us.
Cool.
I get that.
In your holiness, Lord, I want nothing less. So I let my heart confess. If I'm... We are back for the moment of truth. We got to talk about the Bucs right now. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers have signed a new safety in Ryan Neal. Somehow he was available in free agency, unrestricted free agency from the Seattle Seahawks when he had such an outstanding season with the Seahawks last year. He had this to say about the changes coming to Tampa. So I talked to Ryan about the changes that are coming to Tampa after Brady retired, because he went through the same thing. He was in Seattle. Russell Wilson left. They got Geno. A lot of changes. So I had to prick his brain about the changes that are coming to the locker room. But I'm excited for the Bucs season. They're signing a safety, a really, really good safety, and he's going to be competing with Antoine Winfield Jr. We've let go of a lot of defensive players. We've made some signings. Levante David is coming back. Jamel Dean is coming back. We had to say bye to Sean Murphy-Bunting, who signed with the Tennessee Titans. So I'm happy to see that the Bucs are making these early offseason moves with key components, because that safety position, that backfield was what was really hurting us on the defensive side of the ball. So welcome Ryan Neal to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and we are excited to see what he brings to the table. Now, he's super explosive, very vocal, a leader in the locker room, and with his experience, they're going to be blessed to have him on the defensive side of the ball. So excited for the Bucs. Now, the Bucs are going to be a little bit thinned out on that offensive line. They're looking to maybe sign a tackle, which I think is super important, because regardless of the mobility of the quarterback, it is important for that protection, giving them time in the pocket, especially with Baker Mayfield probably being the starting quarterback for the Bucs going into next season. So, I mean, can we find another Tristan Wirth in the draft? That would be lovely. We have the NFL draft coming up at the end of this month, the 27th, 28th, and 29th, all the way from Kansas City, Missouri. So we're excited to see what the Bucs do with those draft picks. So they've got some time. They've got some time. So I am blessed to have some of my colleagues here in the studio with me today. I got the captain, John Carlo, of the rugby team, and another player of his who is also in charge of the media for the USF rugby team. Thank you guys for joining me on this Easter Sunday.
Well, happy Easter first off, and thanks for having us out here.
Absolutely.
Happy to be on the show.
Yeah, thank you, Ruth. This is an amazing opportunity for us.
Yeah, of course. You guys are, we're going to school together, so we got to help each other out. So you guys had a really exciting semifinal game last weekend. I believe it was Saturday night, and you guys were supposed to be in the studio with me Sunday, but you guys were celebrating. I'm okay with that. You guys deserve to celebrate. Tell us about that game. Who was the matchup? What was the score? Tell me about the intensity. Talk about it.
So, to start, UF was the team to beat this season. They came off really strong. They were pretty consistent. And they were like just the main hurdle in our way. So that was a really, really important game. And so we came in preparing for it. Like it was the championship.
Right.
So they were really good. They're a physical team. They run straight and they're really good at passing. They have a lot of skillful players who know what they're doing. Like they watch rugby and stuff. So
what was the final score of that game on Saturday night?
It was 65-20.
Woo! 65-20. That sounds like a basketball score. Like, how did you guys manage that? Like, you guys were just, everything was firing at all cylinders.
So
no mistakes.
Yeah, we made some mistakes at the beginning. We came off flat-footed. They actually led the game. I think it was 10-0 the first 20 minutes of the game. But we really just started putting it together. Like, we were not running our system that we practiced. And so once we realized that they can't really take us on in contact, that's when we started running really hard and actually punching through their defense. And we started scoring and scoring and scoring. And they started giving up progressively throughout the game. And our fitness really came in handy.
That's awesome. Yeah, you guys are, I've seen the roster. You guys look like you spend all your time in the gym. But I mean, that's important for rugby because I mean, this is a huge contact sport. What is the biggest difference between rugby and American football? Are there any similarities in this?
I think Mason would know better because I don't really follow football.
No, follow.
Yeah, so I grew up playing high school football in Wichita, Kansas. And a big difference is just not having pads. With rugby, you're completely exposed. Best way I can describe it is like you're riding a motorcycle, you got nothing protecting you.
Crazy.
And so you got to be more self-aware, and you have to have more body control.
Yeah.
But so that's like number one. So the injuries, they can be pretty bad. And then secondly, as compared to football, rugby players, anyone can do anything. Anyone can run the ball. Anyone can pass the ball.
I find that very interesting. So there's no like specific positions, basically.
Just to start, there's positions, but on the field, you just fill in.
Everybody can be a running back.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay. Anybody can pass the ball.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's an entire team sport. If you don't have a good team, and you don't trust the guys that are right and left of you, you're never going to go anywhere.
Right. So what happens in rugby when you guys pick each other up? What is that? Like, I've seen that you guys are like a cheerleading move. You guys are lifting him up in the air. Like, what is that all about?
Yeah, a lot of people say they call it the cheerleading thing.
I was right on point with that.
Yeah, they're like, why are you guys cheerleading? I'm like, okay, that's called the line out. So so the ball's always alive. Like soccer, the game doesn't really stop.
Mm-hmm.
So the only stoppage is when the ball goes out or there's a penalty.
Right.
And so when the ball goes out, we do the cheerleading thing, the line
cheerleading thing.
in which, like, there's a thing called the channel. It's like a yard wide, and two teams set up next to it, next to each other, and you throw the ball down the middle, and you throw a guy up in the air to get that ball back to your side. So, but they can contest it. So it should be like 60-40 success. Like the team that throws in usually wins it, but there's a good chance that the other team can steal it if they have a good line out.
Awesome. That is so interesting. I definitely need to be paying attention to more rugby rules and how because I mean, you guys are going to the championship game. Talk to me about that. How do you guys feel about that?
I feel ready.
You feel ready?
I feel ready.
Okay. Are you guys at like a healthy point where everybody? Because I know Mason had a pretty significant injury earlier in the season.
Yeah, rugby's pretty brutal.
You came to class with a black eye. Like it was bad. Like what happened, Mason?
So we were actually playing in this game against FSU, the team that black eye was caused against.
Yeah.
And so just head-to-head injury. We were out there on the field.
Head to eye.
Yes, and I ended up getting 8 stitches and couldn't use my eye for a week.
It was bad.
Pretty tough time. I had to miss a couple games, and the injuries keep piling up, but we keep fighting. And so I'm looking forward to it. It's
So you guys
been
are
a long, tough season.
You guys are going to be playing the Seminoles. When is the game? Where is it played? Give us some info.
The game is at 6 p.m. at IMG Academy in Brandon. So it's about an hour south of USF campus.
Okay, IMG Academy. So 6 p.m. this coming Saturday.
Yes.
What should your audience be prepared for? Because this is a championship game. So what should they be prepared to see?
Drink a lot of water and be ready to scream.
Yes. Bring your voices for their Saturday matchup against FSU. Now, what kind of reputation does the FSU rugby team have? Have they been winning a lot? When you guys played them earlier in the season, was that a win or was that a loss? How was that?
Interesting question, because it was a win by points. We won 19-25.
Okay.
And we were down the whole game. We came back.
And they won the championship last year,
they
correct?
Did.
Okay.
Yes, they did.
So reigning champs.
Yes, reigning champs. They came back this season understaffed, I would say. They had a lot of seniors who graduated. That's what I was hearing from the players who I was talking with following the game. But they really do put up a good fight. They're a good team. They're pretty consistent in all areas, but we are too.
Yeah.
And so I think it's going to be a really interesting game. But they won that game that we beat them in by points due to technicality. We had like an ineligibility issue.
Okay.
So because of that, we had to forfeit. So they got the win. And then,
no way.
Yeah, and then throughout the season, they played another team that had to forfeit. So they got 2 technical victories.
Now, what was the reason to the ineligibility?
Something about like registration and stuff like that. Like I really don't know the inner workings.
I guess paperwork type of deal.
It was more paperwork.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
That happened to me. I tried to play for a dodgeball league and I just like showed up to play and they were like, "You haven't signed up." I was like, "Excuse me?"
Yeah.
Like, this is adult dodgeball. Like
That's
I thought I could just show up and play.
Now, how did you two get into rugby? Like, what was it that you had to go? I have to play this sport.
Yeah.
Mason, you start.
So actually, I just transferred to USF last fall, and I was walking through the hallway, and new student on campus looking for things to get involved in.
Of course.
I was doing a homework assignment, and I was looking for some help on it. And I saw this guy, and he had a leg brace on and a leg boot. And I was like, "Oh, this guy looks like pretty cool. I'll go say hi to him." Anyways, we chatted a little bit. He helped me with some homework. I was writing a rap song. You guys can see it on YouTube if you want. And he said to me, "You're a pretty big dude. You should come play rugby." And I said, "Why not?" And so
wait, so you've never played rugby before?
No, my first time stepping on the field was in August of 2022.
Wow.
But did you play any sport prior to that?
I was a basketball, football, and track were the three that I was doing.
Yeah, I did track, and I know, Ruth, you did basketball and everything else.
Yes, I did everything else. I love me some sports.
But yeah, rugby was a great transition. It's just the family, anyone can do anything. I'm glad I stuck around.
Very cool. And what got you down here to USF?
Yeah, why USF? Why did you want to be a Bull? John Carlo, I'm gonna swing that to you too.
Okay. Well, I want to be a Bull because I'm from Boca Raton, South Florida, so I'm rather local. But I really just want to expand my horizons.
Gotcha.
And so I went to FAU for a semester in my hometown.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Isaiah.
It's okay. It's okay. Because I came to USF for a reason. I really like the academic reputation they have here and how it's constantly growing. They're getting better and better every year. I see in the rankings and stuff regarding academics.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're trying to get them better ranked sport-wise.
Because their football team is questionable.
And what got you into rugby? What was it for you?
So when I was a kid, I'm blessed. I was able to play a lot of sports as a kid, like ranging from golf to tennis to basketball to football and everything like that. So I was pretty well versed in like all the sports. And I knew what I liked and I knew what I didn't like. And football stood out to me the most when I was a kid because I really liked the aspect of running and everything like that with the ball. And I played running back. So
nice.
I have an older brother. He took me out to rugby once. I was like, "What's that?"
What is that?
So yeah, I was like, "What's a rugby?" So he took me out, went to practice, and I saw that everyone touches the ball. Unlike in football, where it's like just a few key guys that really get the ball thrown to them or run with it.
Yeah.
And so come rugby, I see these guys all different shapes and sizes, passing the ball, kicking the ball. Like they're well versed at everything, which I thought was really interesting. And so that kind of inspired me to stay. And since then, I've just been playing. It's been my passion.
Yeah. How long have you been playing rugby at USF?
That would give away the the two truths. and a lie.
Oh, okay. All right.
Oh.
So we're going to jump right into our
Let's do it.
truth, and a lie game because you guys know I love to get to know my guests when they come into the studio. So we're going to start with Giancarlo. Give us two truths and a lie, and Isaiah and I have to figure out which one is the lie.
Perfect.
Now, since you and Mason are teammates, he's not going to be,
He's DQ'd.
yeah, he's
ineligible.
disqualified. He's ineligible. Yeah,
Makes sense.
doesn't have the right paperwork. So it's just going to be Isaiah and I. So Giancarlo, we'll start with you. Give us your first set of two truths and a lie.
Perfect. All right. So number one, I'm a middle child.
Mm.
Number two, I lived in Italy. And number three, I'm 26 years old.
He's not 26. He looks like he's like 20.
I think it's lived in Italy. What's the answer?
No. Hold on. I haven't made my decision yet.
Oh. No, but I do agree. He doesn't look like he's 26.
He doesn't at all. But I'm gonna go with you are not the middle child. I feel like that might be the lie. You're the baby.
So here are my truths. The truth is I'm a middle child.
Okay.
I'm between two brothers. The truth is I did live in Italy.
Yeah.
Oh.
And the lie is that I'm 26 years old. I'm 22.
I told you, 20, 21. Like this guy's young. All right,
Surprised you got away
Mason.
with that one.
Yeah,
look at
Mason,
that.
you give us one now.
All right, me up. I'm Mason. Hi, everybody.
Mason Phelps.
So today, my first one is I grew up on a farm. My second one, I served in the Air Force. And third, I was a cheerleader.
Ooh, this is tough.
I'm gonna say the military.
I'm saying farm because I see you've got the flag up there. So
So I actually didn't serve in the Air Force. I served in the United States.
Got it.
So Ruth
Bingo.
got that one right.
Bing, 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 bing. All right, back to you, Giancarlo.
All right. Number one, I'm fluent in Mandarin. Number two, I played rugby overseas. And number three, I'm jiggy with it.
Jiggy with it, as in like you're great at dancing.
I'm disgusting at dancing.
Okay. What were my options again? Okay, so
Fluent in Mandarin, played rugby overseas, jiggy with it.
all right.
fluent in Mandarin.
I'm gonna go with I gotta pick something different. I'm gonna go with two. I played rugby overseas. Is the lie?
Incorrect.
What's the lie?
I'm fluent in Mandarin is a lie.
Yes.
Yeah.
Surprisingly.
I mean, I thought if somebody was gonna say that, like there had to be some truth behind it. But I mean, Mandarin is probably one of the most difficult languages to learn. So
it's very
that should have been
difficult.
an obvi for me. So Mason, we're gonna go to you second round. Let's go.
All right.
Again, we're tied.
My
Got
car is 100 years old. I've broken 17 bones. I'm in a family of 7. I got 3 statistics for you today.
What was the first one?
My car is 100 years old.
That's the lie. I've seen his car. There's no way.
I'm saying 100 years old. That's a little too much of a
Yeah, that's
stretch.
excessive.
That was the lie. I got a car from 1931. It's 92 years old.
Wow.
Oh, that is pretty old.
So
Holy
that is.
crap.
How does that even happen? that's interesting.
Yeah, imagine driving that.
There was cars like. Oh.
I mean, don't get me wrong. You're going to be the talk of the town when you know.
Yeah,
when you
seriously.
pick
All right,
that
we're
up
gonna
to
go
do.
to our last round, and then I'm gonna wrap up the show with some UFC talk.
All right. So number one, I come from a musical family. Number two, I've played rugby for less than half my life. And number three, skiing would be my passion if rugby was not.
Did you go to Colorado with Mason when they went? No.
I think number one is a lie.
What was number one again? The number one was I
That
come
I'm
from
a musical family.
Musical family. That's.
I'm gonna go with 3. That skiing would be his passion if rugby was not.
All right. The truth is that I am from a musical family. My whole dad's side is like.
Can you
pianist.
got the vocals?
No.
No. No vocals. It's
Only
okay.
my grandpa sang. My dad's a pianist. My grandfather was a singer and violinist. And
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we go
That's
back
impressive.
generations.
That's awesome. I don't know how to play any instruments.
Neither do I.
I think I could sing, but not really. Mason, hit us with your
No,
third.
but what's the lie though?
Oh.
True. Let me see.
Oh.
Oh yeah, the lie is that I played rugby for less than half my life. I played
Oh,
rugby
we
for more
didn't
than half
get
my
that.
life.
We're
More than
tied
half his
against
life.
them.
All right,
Since I
we're
was
tied. We're tied.
12 or
Tiebreaker. Let's
11.
go,
All right,
Mason.
let's see what happens. I've never had ramen noodles.
It's a lie.
I'm a thespian.
What is
And
that?
I own my high school
Theater.
sack record.
You never had ramen. That's gotta be. That's gotta be a lie.
I think
Everybody
it's the-
survives off a cup of soup.
Well, I didn't have that. I didn't have noodle soups until I was like 25.
You're lying.
No, I
What?
didn't have
That's my
soups until late.
childhood.
I'm the thespian, being in theatrics.
You guys are both wrong on this one.
What?
Wow.
What is it?
I don't have my high school sack record.
Oh, man. We were giving him a benefit of a doubt.
This
We
is
are
the
tied
third time in
again.
a row.
Great
My
job,
goodness
gentlemen. Thank you
gracious.
so much for joining me in the studio for the Moment of Truth. I will see you guys at school. And so your state championship game is against FSU this Saturday, April 15th at 6 p.m. at IMG Academy in Bradenton.
Yes.
So really excited for your guys' championship games. I will most likely be there because I have to support. Thank you guys so much for joining me in the studio.
Awesome.
I have 1 minute left for the radio show today. I just got to talk about Adesanya. Israel has gotten his championship belt back. Really great fight. A 7-year rivalry between Alex Pereira and Israel Adesanya. So very, very excited about that. I'm so sorry, Isaiah. Don't be mad at me. So they fought in 2016 for a kickboxing match. They fought again in 2016, second kickboxing match. Then they fought in 2022 when Adesanya got knocked out in the 5th round by Alex Pereira. And last night's middleweight championship match against Adesanya and Pereira was a beautiful fight. Adesanya was backed up against the cage in the midway part of the 2nd round, and he was playing possum, is what he said at the end of his ear. He was pretending like he was hurt. He was pretending like Alex was about to get the best of him, and he got that right hook in that took out Alex and made him stumble backwards, and then he just kept going. Once Alex hit the ground, he hit him with that hammer fist, and it was game over. So congratulations to Israel Adesanya for getting his middleweight championship belt back. It was an amazing, amazing fight. We had also Jorge Masvidal, who had his 20th anniversary of him being in UFC. His fight happened last night and he lost to Burns. Great fight, but it was missing. If you guys don't pay attention to UFC, you guys should really start because they are having some great up-and-coming athletes out of that organization. Not a huge fan of Dana White, but UFC is always great to watch. Well, make sure you tuned in for this Tuesday's game against the Lightning and the Maple Leafs. Stay tuned in with the Moment of Truth. I will see you guys next week. Happy Easter, everyone. Perfect.
Sweet.
That was awesome, guys.
That was.
Yeah.
Thank
So
you so
you
much
guys
for that.
probably had like over 16,000 people find out that you guys are having a championship game this
Really?
weekend. Yeah, my numbers are pretty up there.
That's
so.
crazy.
Wow.
Yes.
Thank you so much for that.
So
Yes.
We're working on getting ourselves to a varsity level. That's a tough part right
Yeah.
now.
If you guys want, do you have any type of
I have digital copies of this. And we're also
digital
gonna put out promotions. As well.
Yeah, send me your promotion so I can share them on my social medias.
Okay.
For sure. I got a decent following on Twitter. I'm at like almost 4,000. So
That's awesome.
Yep.
yeah. Thanks so much for joining me, guys. I'm
Thank
ending
you.
the live. I'll see you guys next week.
That is awesome.
That is sweet. Yeah, good work.